Hey everybody, Tara Green here. I'm going to do just a quick overview of the week ahead, starting with Monday the 16th. It's Martin Luther King Day in the U.S., and here's the aspects. The moon's in Scorpio, and you can see all the aspects there. The top means the moon is in conjunct Chiron in Aries, 5:21 a.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. That means you're going to be out of sorts and a little bit angry and resentful. The moon opposes Uranus and Taurus, so expect some unusual stubbornness between both fixed signs and unexpected information, or watch out for your thyroid. You know, the moon in Scorpio is always the most intense time of the month. It is the most soulful. It's the best time to do your shadow work. It's the time to examine why you need to be in power, examine all your dark sides and own it. Scorpio is the most transformative sign there is. So, you know, all of that deep sexual, impulsive, wanting to be the big detective to get to the bottom of things, very intense, wanting to control. We tend to have arguments in our family when the moon's in Scorpio. The moon in Scorpio squares Venus in Aquarius, so there you go. There can be difficulty with love, especially people you're connecting with on the internet. Paranoia is a big moon in Scorpio thing, so you could be feeling superstitious. That was just Friday the 13th. The moon trines Neptune in Pisces, so that's a very beautiful aspect to pay attention to your dreams tonight. That's 9:48 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time, so it'll be the next day, 3 hours later. And then Mercury, almost direct, but not quite, in conjuncts Mars and Gemini. So this is a difficult energy to try to communicate or get anything done. I'm sure you've been tearing your hair out trying to get anything done over the last while, like I have. The moon squares Saturn in Aquarius. That's, again, late at night. These are all Pacific Standard Times. So there can be difficulty with, again, getting some serious connections, commitments, breaking out of the old control. Again, lots of control issues. Okay, and now we're getting to the 17th. All right, so the moon trines Neptune. You can see a repeat of those aspects there because we're in Eastern Standard Time here. Again, Mercury square Mars in Gemini. Now, Mars is still, even though it's technically stationed to move direct, it hasn't budged. It's still at 8 degrees Gemini. Mercury is slowing down to also stop finally on the 18th at also 8 degrees, I believe. So check out the number 8 in your chart. Look at where it is, because in conjunct, this is an air, earth elements. They don't work together. The Scorpio moon, again, squares Saturn and Aquarius, so that you may be feeling kind of shut down psychically. Scorpio moon squares the sun. We're on our way to a new moon on the 21st. The moon sextiles Pluto in Capricorn. So again, this is power. 9:27 a.m. So there could be power struggles, people being vindictive, jealous, manipulating. And then the moon is void of course until the moon enters upbeat, optimistic Sagittarius at 12:33 p.m. If you have your moon in Sagittarius, like I do, you will have your lunar return over the next 2.5 days, and that's a celebration, and everybody gets a lunar return every month, 13 times a year. So the moon trines Jupiter. That's like the best, most optimistic, positive, fiery, upbeat Jupiter in early Aries there. Plan your travels. Plan any higher education things. You know, your humor comes back. You're feeling optimistic and upbeat. Yeah, we need that energy. Everybody's been so exhausted. The moon opposing Mars and Gemini, of course. Still trying to get our heads together after being exhausted. Okay, so finally we're at the 18th here. Again, that moon opposing Mars and Gemini. Don't try to rationalize it. You know, your brain is totally fagged out at this point. And then Mercury finally turns direct, 8:12 a.m. This is on the 18th, Eastern Standard Time. And it's stationary. So that means even though it's changing gears, changing signs, it will take a few days before it moves ahead. Mercury moves much faster than Mars, of course. The moon trines Chiron in Aries. Again, good time to be vulnerable. Good time to be vulnerable. Where are we here? You can see this is live. And then the sun conjuncts Pluto. That's always one of the most powerful days of the year. Again, Pluto, 27 degrees, 28 degrees, almost at the last degrees of Capricorn, where I believe it's going to be even more intense as are all planets at the 29th anaretic degree. So could be good to have a crowning achievement in your career, taking more responsibility, public recognition, your father, a boss, all that kind of stuff, right? Elders, seniors, seniority. Okay, and then the moon inconjuncts Uranus and Taurus. Again, these inconjuncts are when planets are 150 degrees apart in different elements. They don't see each other. So again, there's a kind of, Sagittarius easy going, and then, Uranus and Taurus doesn't really want to budge. And then the moon sextiles Venus and Aquarius. So Sagittarius and Aquarius get along very well. Fire, air, they fuel each other. You're going to feel restless. You can't wait to break out of the same old routine. And then again, we're down here to the 19th. Moon squares Neptune and Pisces, very romantic, idealistic, inspired, good time to write, meditate, dream, 3:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the moon sextiles Saturn and Aquarius. So it's good to get some technical stuff done with Saturn and Aquarius, with good aspects from the moon. And then the moon is, again, void, of course, in between connecting with the 7 classical planets, and then the moon enters Capricorn on the 19th at 2:11 p.m. It's again Eastern Standard Time, and squares Jupiter and Aries. So squares to Jupiter are still good. You want to use them, buy a lottery ticket, think outside the box. I'm going to keep going here. We're on to the 20th, and Aquarius, it is your time to shine. Sun enters Aquarius here, 3:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a preview of what 2023 is all going to be about, because when Pluto enters Aquarius on March 23rd, 2023, it'll be at 0 degrees of Aquarius. So whatever happens today on this day is also a preview of all of the energy from March 23rd until mid-June, when Pluto sits at 0 Aquarius, which is also the degree of the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction of December 21st, 2020. So we're going back in time to reflect, renew, recharge, sort of get back to, that was right at the end of the first year of COVID. So there could be an interesting blowing up of secret information. You heard it here first. When Pluto enters Aquarius, blows everything out into the open. Moon conjuncts Mercury in Capricorn. Now remember, Mercury is still moving ahead, but not really. But you can begin to make some long-term plans. Moon in conjuncts Mars and Gemini. Again, disagreements, maybe not hearing each other. I think there's still miscommunication issues. Moon squares Chiron and Aries, again, feeling wounded, vulnerable, but defending yourself and attacking each other people back is not the wise thing to do. Moon trines Uranus and Taurus, of course, earthy. Do something different, break up your routine, go somewhere else, eat lunch somewhere else, graze in another park. Mercury in conjuncts Mars, again, these are difficult, irritable aspects or minds. This is Mercury rules Gemini, and Mars is actually exalted or in a good place in Capricorn. So they're kind of mutually beneficially, but not really getting it. You know what I mean? It's like maybe you were just ignoring your opportunities. All right, so here we are at the 21st here, new moon at 1 degree of Aquarius here, moon sextiles Neptune. Good for dreaming, meditation, creativity, tantric sexuality. Moon conjuncts Pluto, always big power struggles. 10:52 a.m. The moon is void, of course, again. Moon enters Aquarius, 1:29 p.m. And then the new moon, the most powerful time of the month for me, is when you start all new intentions on the dark moon, 3:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Moon sextiles Jupiter and Aries, new beginning, new energy, new mind, breaking out of the old. And then on the 22nd, Moon in Aquarius trines Mars and Gemini. So that's good for really multitasking, networking, connecting with new people, doing computer stuff. Mercury sextiles Chiron and Aries. Again, your mind can receive new ideas about how to break out of the old structures. The moon squares Uranus and Taurus. This is all about breaking free. Uranus rules Aquarius, so they are in what's called mutual reception. Venus conjuncts Saturn. Now, this is an important transit, 5:13 p.m. This is good for an engagement, for making long-term plans, for breaking out of jail, for getting out of jail free, for committing to new values, Aquarian values, as Uranus turns direct a few minutes later. So this is a very pivotal day. It is the lunar new year of the rabbit. in China, which is really interesting because it indicates revolution in China, freedom, revolution all over the world. I'm calling it here. People are going to get it. People are going to see how they've been totally brainwashed and manipulated in every aspect of their life, and they're going to rebel. So don't blame other people. You want to blame the governments. You want to blame the World Economic Forum. You want to blame every corrupt government official. And you have to radically change your life. We all together, that's Aquarius idealism. The people, it's revolution, take down the corporate technocracy that's controlling our lives, that's trying to make us transhumans. As Uranus moves direct here at mid degrees of Taurus, very powerful. The ancient place of the fixed star Michael. So we're going to call upon the Archangel Michael to help us with this big sword to lead the way. So if you have planets at mid degrees of any fixed sign, Uranus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, you're going to feel this wanting to break free. I got to break out of jail. Got to get out of here. Got to change my life. Can't do the same old anymore. That's Saturn and Aquarius. Now Saturn still rules Aquarius, traditional astrology. So you have to can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You still have to honor the past. You have to honor history. You have to honor what was happened before, even if you don't agree with the values. The values are changing, but you need to remember history or else you're condemned to repeat it. So if you want to get in touch with me, I'm at tarottarot.com, sending you many, many blessings of the week.